Welcome to CATtheMinion Patreon. This is going to be a deep dive tarot reading for Virgo for October. So that's anyone with Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascendant, or if you're feeling the effects of Mercury in Libra, this would be the reading for you. I've got the box of charms here all shook up, and I'm ready to get this spread going. So I'm going to talk about it while I set it up. I've got the Aquarian Tarot here. The spread that I'm using for the month of October is called Block Moguls. It's a spread that I made, and it's available for purchase individually for $37. Although adding charms to any reading is $7, so technically the reading that I'm doing for October is a $44 reading. Okay. So this reading has 4 columns. You can see me setting them up over here. I will change. Oh, let me move that right now. I will check the view on these after I get them set up. So the first column is Wands energy. It's like the core of the being, your soul directive, your gut instinct, the whatever, like muse type of energy you would have. I'm using the Thoth deck. So the way this reading is set up, there's a row. Oh, this is Wands energy. This is Cups energy. That's going to be the emotional content or psychic intuition, dipping into those cosmic waters. This column is going to be for Swords energy, which is thoughts and perceptions. Just spread these out a little bit more. And this is going to be Pentacles energy, which has to do with like what's coming in the physical body, the... Okay, I guess it's not this one. Not that one either. Okay. Alright. Money, resources, things like that. I can feel it in my bones. And I have 3 rows. The first row is your 3D self. It's your day-to-day waking mind and perceptions. The second row that I'm building right now is where the moguls are in the reading. It's called Block Moguls. This is the 5D. This is your higher self. It's the bridge where things can start to break down, and sort of trying to communicate what the 3D is missing from the overall concept. And the third row, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that. The third row is what I'm calling the 5D squared. It's like if your higher self was working with a soul group or soul family, or like a quorum or some kind of committee that's doing like a science project, and everybody has their own little part. You know, someone's preparing the samples, someone's doing the catering, someone's interviewing the subjects, and so on and so forth. Someone's putting all the notes into the computer, for example. Oh, these cards are so smelly. I can't wait till they lose their perfume. So basically what it is there's information that's lined out, like outlined, there we go, in the syllabus that's coming down for the 5D squared, and this is the 5D trying to work on their part, but they have to do it through a physical body, and the physical consciousness only picks up so much, so the message tends to get garbled in the middle, and that's what this reading is for. Ugh. So thirsty, though. And then for the 3D, I've got the Syrian Starseed Tarot, another large deck. Big deck energy. I think that's right. I've got a double over here. And then I also have an oracle card for wrap up and review and advice, and that's going to be the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck here. So let me get these laid out a little better. I'm taking all three of those. So I better get these charms out before I forget. Let me get everybody in the screen here. Barely. Okay. A sip of water before I rearrange those a little bit. Okay, I just wanted to move the charms so that they were all sitting on top of the actual cards. So I'm going to start with Wands, and we're going to look at what this directive coming down from the 5D is. Okay. 7 of Rods, so that's Wands and the Wands. We have Mars in Leo. So Mars is currently retrograde in Aries, and then Venus is in Leo. 7 of Wands is the standing up for what you believe in and having your guard up. Now, furthermore, we have a wand here, a club. Right, this is definitely defense. so I have the pills here, and I feel like this is vitamins. I'm taking vitamins to fortify my body. And then I have the fox here, which is suspicious of someone's motives until they decide that it's friendly, and then they're gonna jump up and roll around and be all friendly. Also reminds me of Miles Tails Prower, playing Sonic 2 on the Sega Genesis. And if you play as a solo player, as Sonic, Tails comes along behind you automatically. And it's like, he always gets stuck in places. It's like, come the fuck on, Tails. Like, get your little bitch ass in gear. And then I also have the record player reverse. So we're dealing with some kind of broken record energy. Being on the defensive, a broken record, trying to fortify through any means possible because you're suspicious of other people. So this is an energy that's being addressed here for Virgo. Let's see what that's all, folks. Let's look at what's coming down in the 3D. So we have a double here. So Virgo and Gemini are twinsies, and that they're both under Mercury. So that might explain why there's a couple of, well, at least a double here in the energy. So you have guidance. So this is the Hierophant inverted. So we have guidance. We have this Bodhisattva here, or Buddha, or whoever. And then we have the Sphinx. So this idea of like ancient knowledge, psychic downloads, sort of Christ consciousness coming down, but it's inverted. So this is Taurian energy, that's Venus. And then we have the Seeker of Chalices. So this is the Page of Cups with a 1 or an 11. This is a tower moment here, perhaps. And also I see the arrow inverted, and this is telling me that this tower is an inverted tower where there's an internal collapse more than anything else. But this is usually, for me, means Sagittarius, but it is fire. It's sort of my alternate Ace of Wands energy. So the Page of Cups energy is fall with Earth of Water. So I'm hearing falling water, and I'm thinking of that Frank Lloyd Wright house where everything is right angles. And there's this idea that in order to gain some clarity and opening, and to actually get these cosmic downloads, you need to have some kind of natural flow through the right angles. It's sort of opening up the gate and letting down your guard a little bit. The idea of falling water is this like incredibly geometric house stacked up on a flowing body of water. So there were some elements there, but there's like a little bit of a throughway. And here there's sort of, you need to address this blockage, and you're like, I'm not getting any downloads, but I'm starting to pick up some kind of emotional content. I'm falling deep into my feelings. I need to learn how to swim. So let's see what's coming in the 5D here. The moon inverted. So this is some kind of illumination of darkness, right? I got thrown into the deep, but I'm starting to gain some insight. Ruled by Pisces. So we have this Neptune retrograde energy. Look at this. I was talking about the river and the waterfall. We have this resonant frequency imagery here. 18 breaking down to a 9, which is Hermit energy, which is Virgo. And then we have the Hierophant upright. Okay? So we're trying to get this cosmic guidance, but in the 3D it's not coming through yet. It's exactly the opposite information. But look at all these right angles on this guy. Excuse me while I kiss this guy. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles inverted. So this is success, but it's inverted. 9 and 6, 15. Devil energy plus 5 is karma. Okay. So there's karma that has to be resolved in terms of opening up these dark waters to have these cosmic downloads come in that are going to complete the shift. I see 5 and 6, that's 11, that's divine timing. 7-11, that's another nod to that. And then this could be a 1, so I could have 15 devil energy again, Capricorn. But it could also be dealing with 6, which is mercurial energy in Gemini, so we'll see. Now I've got the magic mushroom, that's that tapping into the super consciousness. I do have some illumination here. I have the candelabra lighting up the dark over here, the moon. I have a transformation, but it's reversed. So it's like we're not quite there yet, or it's an internal transformation that's happening, which was, again, this idea of the internal tower. And then I have the no symbol that was reversed. So it's sort of like failure can be turned around. You can stop the cycle of feeling like you're never getting some kind of manifestational balance. And this is going to be, I think it's the moon in Taurus. Right, so we have a moon inverted, illumination, and then Venus energy popping up, both in reverse and upright. Trying to sort of that mercurial energy that's under the auspices of Venus-ruled Libra energy is trying to get Virgo to have some sort of grounding and maturity, because Virgo is like the inner child of the Empress. You know, like, oh, I'm not, like, it's trying to overcome being scared of outsiders, basically. Like, you don't look familiar to me. I don't want to, this information isn't familiar to me. I don't want to download it. Okay. So it's overcoming receptivity to other people, basically. Or to anything that's outside of a smaller frame of reference. Right? It's the idea of grounding and being able to start nurturing growth within oneself, even. So let's look at the emotional content here. 6 of Rods inverted. So look at this, 6 and 7, that's 13. That's a transformation there, but it looks like it's going to be internal because this is upside down too. This is Leo energy. Jupiter and Leo. Jupiter just went direct, but it's also giving me this reversed Sagittarian energy that I picked up over here. But Leo inverted is moon energy, and I've seen lately a lot of times where Mars energy is trying to pull Venus inverted. So this could be like Martian energy in the dark instead of Venus energy in the sun, but we'll see. So I have this stop energy with this. And then all the other charms are in reverse. So I have this white flag. Usually it's victory, right? It's like I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I stopped because I wanted to. That's what I'm getting. Have the headphones inverted, like I'm not listening to you. The back of the credit card inverted. I have the podium inverted. Right, I'm not hearing you. I'm not speaking to you. I'm not giving in. I'm not going to let you in on my sordid little details. Why don't I get this llama here? And I'm seeing the Emperor's New Groove here with this llama. This was also inverted. And then I have the octahedron inverted. So there's this idea that I'm breaking out of this mindset of like my way or the highway kind of energy. Right? Instead of victory, I'm humbling. right? I didn't have to beat everyone off. I just stopped fighting. It's this idea of I'm slipping it, like, it's not like I'm fading into obscurity. It's like I've encountered something that I don't want to give into, and I need to check myself before I wreck myself. I think that's what I'm getting. So let's see how that's coming in the 3D over here. The Seeker of Flames. So I have the Seeker of Chalices here in the Wands, and then the Seeker of Flames over here in the Cups. These are like switched out. So it's sort of like there's a lot of fire in the heart center. It's like heartburn. Like I'm so focused on like what I want, who I am, that I'm not as in tune with my emotions. But here we have the Page of Wands. I'm trying to learn about the fire. I'm new with this. I have Sekhmet here with the lion, which is basically Venus and Leo. Summer energy. So I have the Narwhal with this. This is, to me, a sword, but also water energy. I need to have the truth about being in my emotions, but I need to go in and find out what's actually going on with this fire energy that seems to be blowing out of control. Now, I saw the piano and the skull, and I was hearing that, like, walking the plank kind of music, like and I'm not quite sure why that's coming in just yet. I think it's more to do with that my way or the highway energy, and the end result is somebody walking the plank is that they end up getting dunked into the emotion tank, into the water. You know, you gotta sink or swim here to find out your personal truth. You gotta go all the way up to the polar oceans where the coldest, bitterest feelings are. I do get this a little bit as the idea of humbling myself, right? In the Wand's energy, I'm humbling myself before the power of the flame. I'm not claiming to be winning, even though there's an emotional blockage. So in the 5D, I have the Tower inverted, which I called out over here. So this is Mars energy, and this is giving me Mars retrograde in Aries. This card reminds me of Guernica by Picasso, except this is all orange, and that was just like black and white. Guernica. We have 9 of Wands, Strength. This is all fire. What the shit? The Moon in Sagittarius. And then I have 4 of Discs. Sun inverted energy with Capricorn. So in October, we're going to be just barely past Saturn retrograde, but I'm getting this inverted sun energy giving me moon energy, and I see the moon energy already. But I had this in a different reading, and it was giving me like a power drainage. It's like trying to get through life on brute strength is overloading the power system, right? I said there's too much fire coming up into the heart chakra. It's heartburn. And I would expect to see the Hanged Man. Let me see if it's still in the deck. I turned it over and I got the Tower. Oh, and the Hanged Man right fucking behind it. On the bottom of the deck. This Hanged Man has heartburn. Look at that. The Tower. Alan Cummings with heartburn. So the charms that came out with this, I have this trowel. This is an Ace of Swords where we need to go deeper. And this narwhal is kind of like an Ace of Swords as well. So there's this idea that there's an emotional truth that needs to be dug out of this burnt out tower. So I have a waste paper basket and the harmonica. I feel like it's like chuck that right in there. Oh, play me a dirge. The harmonica. That's some more of that energy of walking the plank. So in reverse, I have the acorn. I have the match. This is another one of my Ace of Wands type charms. I have the flashlight. I have the inner child, both halves, the masculine and the feminine, and the light and the dark, playing on the teeter here. And then I have the halo inverted. So the halo inverted is giving me these sort of like drag me to hell kind of vibes lately. I would expect there to be a Capricornian essence somewhere. Let me see what the 9 moon. Okay. Oh, because of the Capricorn energy, because of the 4 of discs. That's the devil. Okay. So sometimes the only way for Virgo to get attention that they needed as a child was to have a tantrum and make a scene. It's the only way they got the emotional need that they wanted. And there's this idea that, you know, the acorn's trying to be a tree, but it doesn't grow that well when you burn it. All right, I'm trying to have growth and illumination, but during my upbringing, all I knew was fire. I need to fight fire with fire. And if I don't want to flame out, I need to defend myself or not open up, because I'll just get burned again. Wow. Alright, so let's look at the thoughts and perceptions here. Temperance inverted. So out of balance. But this is also fire energy. This is Sagittarius inverted, right over here. A 5, breaking down to 5, which is a pivot, and also this 5 here. So we're trying to have balance. It's usually between the fire and water, but here it's like you're being challenged to overcome this imbalance in the energies, and you're being put to task to have a perspective shift, especially with Virgo in Libra, which is also a balance card, in terms of perception, communication. Now I see 7 here, half of 14. I see 6 inverted and a breakdown to 5 inverted, and that tells me 11 universal timing. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Is that Buffalo Springfield? Is that how What It's Worth begins, or am I thinking of a completely different song? I don't remember. So how Temperance inverted coming down in the 3D? Let's see. We have a card in the challenge position, and it's the 3 of Orbs. So we have the 3 of Swords. I don't know if I called this out in this reading or in a different one I was doing today. The 3 of Swords is Saturn in Libra. Ooh, chills. Drag me to hell. I want balance. I'm trying to get out of my painful emotions. Saturn having just gone direct, trying to be in Libra energy to get over this emotive trauma, trying to heal even my brain from it. So in reverse, I have the cassowary. Cassowary will fuck you up. It will disembowel you with a flying kick. So that's coming in inverted, right? I'm trying to get the talons out of my chest. And then I also have the tetrahedron inverted, right? Stop burning me. No more fire. Now upright, I have the birthday cake here. Some kind of celebratory cake. Oh, I just heard let them eat cake. The telephone. And then I have the sea turtle. Sea turtle upright is wanting to go in deeper into those feelings, right? I'm trying to have some balance here. You can have your cake and eat it too. I'm just trying to figure out what this means. Cake. Turtle. What is oh, give me a call on the horn. 3-layer cake, mock turtle, and the March hare. I want to get another card because I'm still trying to. The birthday cake is a charm that I kind of struggle with. Clarify these 3 charms here. Okay, so I got 2 cards on the floor. Let me pull those up. So I have the 8 of crystals. This is usually like doing hard work kind of card. And this is the sun in Virgo. Okay, so we're getting some illumination. And then also Venus in Leo is sort of shining upon Virgo with this sort of balance in this tower here in the background. Like, we're going to rebalance this tower. Let me help you do it. Let me right? Like it's shake and bake and I helped, kind of. So then we have the Ace of Orbs. It was a little bit kind of sideways, maybe. I see 18 here. I see a 9, which is Virgo energy again. So what does that mean? Oh, Ace of Cakes. Ace of Discs, Ace of Cakes. It rings true, and we're gonna go deeper. The tower is like a cake. If it doesn't have a good foundation, it's just gonna slide off. Hear the truth bell ringing out. It's like a cosmic call, cosmic download. I see 8 and 3, that's 11, that's universal timing, and another 1 to kind of jam it in there. Alright, so that's what's going on there. So let's see what's going on in the middle. The Emperor, so there's Aries energy, Mars energy, more fire. The Prince of Wands, even more fire. So this is the Knight of Wands in this deck. Knight of Wands is Scorpio and Sagittarius. So there is some sort of transformative death aspect going on here. And I see that with the 6 and 7. And then we have 7 Wands inverted. So this is this energy inverted. So it's like, I said the 7 is half of this 14, and here's the double down the other side of that 14. This is where, this is Mars and Leo, right? So if the Emperor comes in and says, okay, it's time to actually get a move on, and we're saying, oh, okay, well, I'm going to be in my power and come away from this needing to be defensive and wanting to be this sort of hotshot, cock of the walk kind of person, because I know that if I have balance in my thoughts and emotions and manifestation and my gut, that I'll be able to achieve this balance. But it's really weird that there's so much fire coming through for Virgo. It's like it's almost feel like Venus is like tied to a post and being burnt as a witch. It's kind of weird. Never mind. Okay, so I have a cowboy hat here, which also I tend to struggle with. I think this goes on the Prince of Wands here because he's on a chariot. He's ready to go. So inverted, I have the balloon and Saturn and the donut. So this is a toroidal energy field. These charms look, I don't know if I can hold them so that it comes out on the camera. It looks like some kind of weird portal lineup. They're all inverted. Air energy, gut energy, earth energy, breathing. Oh, okay. I'm coming out of a place where I was full of hot air. Coming around full circle. So that's what I was getting from these. This idea of like pressure, and then the energy kind of flows around this in its magnetic field, from light to dark, from dark to light, comes through again, and this is sort of releasing the pressure of hot air, of like letting out a deep toxic breath so that you can breathe in, like, and get in some different energy. That like Ace of Orbs that's coming up here. So much fire. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the Pentacles section. Capricornian energy, the Devil. And this looks a lot like my little stick of fire over here. Saturn energy. Saturn has just, for October, just before October started, gone direct. This is extremely fiery Devil energy here. Bat goat's had its flesh all burnt off. But it's coming in with the train crossing inverted and the lips inverted. And I was seeing this and I was thinking, oh, kiss it goodbye, right? It's not coming, it's not gonna stop, it's not gonna wait for you, it's fucking gone. So there's something that Saturn is ending, right? Its taskmaster is to push this hot air. It's like throwing up the acid in your stomach. Like a purge, like a fire energy purge. So we're getting the Lovers in the 3D. Now the 15 breaks down to 6, which is this Gemini energy here. This is healing, it's a choice, it's that Mercurial energy. And then we have a sunrise here, but we also have this smoke here, right? It's like the hot air sort of dissipating and letting these other chakra energies open up. So some of the message is getting down. It's like, I want to heal in my physical body, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. but it's like I am walking away from something. And here's the killer rabbit. He's got blood dripping from his mouth. So this was in reverse, right? I'm walking away. I'm not going to deal with people who start out looking like they're harmless, and then they go for the jugular. So in the middle here, I've got the Empress. Okay, so there's Venus helping out there. I've got the Two of Wands, Dominion. So here's Mars in Aries. Now it's currently retrograde, but this card is coming up upright. These little wand things here look like the Purba in the movie The Shadow. It was this like psychic energy little knife being, and you couldn't control him by brute force. You had to align your mind with him psychically, like in a resonant pattern, and then it would follow your will. And I see what's interesting here is that this Emperor Aries energy upright and this Dominion energy upright as well. This is a choice as well, and the Lovers is a choice. It's like I'm understanding making a choice for some kind of healing in the physical plane, but I don't know what it means spiritually yet. I don't know what my choices are. But it's interesting that there's Emperor and Empress energy present. So I have the Magus. So this is the Magician. This is Mercurial energy. Right, so it's like almost by magic, I'm starting to heal this energy of like burnt to a crisp. Like there's some ointment coming in. And what's interesting is there's a nod to Emperor energy, and I see 2 and 1 is 3, and 3, 6, the Lovers. So the number is coming down, and this idea of like healing and relief is coming in, but the details are confused. But what's interesting is like it's felt in the physical body, probably because Virgo is an earth sign, but there's confusion and upset in terms of the more spiritual aspect of things, of the energy bodies, right? I comprehend my physical body and what needs to happen there, but when I'm dealing with my emotional body and my core resonance and spiritual body, I get confused. My mental body is kind of in there, but when I try to get any deeper, I just kind of light myself on fire. Instructions unclear, dick caught in toaster. Alright, so for the Empress and the Two of Wands and the Magician, I was going to say, there's Emperor energy here and then the Magician, and I see the Emperor and the Magician can combine, so there's materiality and spirituality connected to get to the Hierophant number, which is this guidance over here. Which I think it was... No? Where did I see that? Oh, here it is up here. There we go. And the Emperor and the Magician combined together, they become the Hierophant. Really clear here because he's kind of orange. Okay. So I have the scissors and this bleeding finger inverted, right? I'm not going to keep cutting myself just to see myself bleed. And then I have this compass with pointing north in this calendar. And I see a calendar with a compass and it tells me like a star alignment. I'm trying to align to my higher self in some way. I'm trying to give myself like a new beginning of some sorts. I'm trying to get into my truth. And a new beginning, a new year could be that Mars Aries energy, that springtime, but it could also be like literally the new year because of that Saturn energy that's coming in as well. But either way, it's like turning into a different position, of moving into a different geometry in terms of astral energy. So let's look at this card. So we have the Ghost Dance, and it's 22, which in Lenormand is the choice, but it's also double 11. And it also breaks down to 4, and it kind of goes into this 4 of Wands again. The Ghost Dance has to do with like raising and purging and connecting to the spirits of the ancestors and dealing with ancestral trauma. And I think I'm going to check the book because I want to see what it means inverted. But I do have this leaf here and this snowflake inverted, so this might be more springtime energy than at the beginning of the year, right? So we might have this like opening, like literally in the spring, or some other kind of like when Mars goes direct, whenever that is. So let me get into the book real quick. I wasn't sure if I was gonna need it. Oh my God. When we hold the ancestors responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. If you're trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning a lost youth or opportunities missed, it's time to make an altar for the ancestors. Collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Right? I'm blowing out the hot air. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as the people we loved or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives. There's no learning for you there anymore. Okay. So what's going on here is that whoever is coming into Virgo energy is dealing with this. It's almost like being in this like perpetual childlike state where it's like I wasn't allowed to grow up or be my final form. And it's something that's coming through ancestrally that I need to heal, and or it's something that was present already. I need to understand that in terms of growing up and restructuring and moving on and dealing with karmic things, that the world isn't constantly made of fire. There isn't always someone out to get you. And the purpose of learning this is for healing and transformation, to open up the heart center to more information. Why does Virgo have so much fire energy? 3 of Wands, virtue. The Sun in Aries. Okay, so we have the Sun in Aries with virtue, with the Empress number, and the Venus in Leo. Virgo and virtue and Venus. Oh. Oh. I just got tinglies in my head. Let me get into here. My crown just fucking went on fire. Three and 8. Strength and the Empress. The Empress. In some decks, strength is 8. In some decks, it's switched out, and Justice / Libra is 8. And in some decks, they're 11. But if you have the Empress and strength, there's this constant flickering back and forth between the 8s and the 11s. Now, when I was saying Virtue and Virgo and Venus, I heard the crone, right? The maiden is Virgo. The mother is, or the woman in general is the Empress, is Venus. And then the crone is the old woman who's very knowledgeable but all dried up and burnt out. So this reading might be suggesting to Virgo that you are remembering only being burnt out in feminine energy, and the whole point of October for Virgo is to understand that in their energy they're transitioning from the crone to the maiden and learning more about the cycle. So the goddess Kalimat has a destructive side, right? There's that duality between womb, birth, and tomb, death. And when Kalimat is often pictured as a tiger, she's a woman, she's a tiger, but she also has a form as the destroyer, which is Durga, which is basically a fire demon. And that's sort of the crone energy, right? Virgo doesn't know what they're doing because they know destruction. They don't know really what to do with junior feminine energy. But the Empress is saying, like, hold up. You're in training to learn how to nurture. You have to learn how to heal in yourself so that you have this creative force that you can then apply in your next life or later in your life to be in the feminine cycle of the mother, at the midpoint of, you know, the 3 aspects of feminine energy. Alright, so Virgo is getting over past trauma and dealing with being in the role of the destroyer. Boom! Done! Alright, if you want to get a personal reading, you can hit me up there, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. If you want to help contribute to my content and keep it coming, support future endeavors and readings, you can always level up on Patreon if that's still available. You can also hit the tip jar, paypal.me/CATtheMinion. I also have Cash App and Venmo. I have merch on Cafe Press, prints on DeviantArt, coloring books, and a poetry book there on Amazon with the Kindle publishing. I have actual art items in my catalog. I do have a post for this on Patreon already, but I've got the chapbook packs. It's like mystery bits of art and writing. Like they're randomized and packed up and sealed up. And it's like a synchronicity stimulus packet. It's kind of like throwing down a few cards, getting a little mini reading. So those are ready to go. You can get more of those. I have art a la carte, that's single pieces like drawings and paintings. Once they're gone, they're gone. I have made to order items like digital portraits, foam lotus. I have stuffed animals, other stuffed animals. So all that stuff's available. And if you have any questions and you're not sure where to get that information, you can just email me. But if you're not already subscribed on open YouTube, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my discussion tab, my playlist tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.